During passionate sex, do agnostics yell out, "Oh, I don't know"? MC Hammer can't touch this. MC Escher can't comprehend this. Female suicide bombers, when they die and go to paradise, do they get 70 male virgins? And if so, what's that really like? Number 38. Get your ass over here. I'm having kind of a frustrating day here. Number 37 really didn't do me a whole lot of good. Do you think you could concentrate? Maybe think about baseball. You don't know what baseball is. Where are you from? Pakistan. Cricket. Could you think about cricket? The other day I got a package in the mail. It said memory strengthening program. It had a 1-800 number, and it said call this number, have your credit card ready, and pay for your memory strengthening program. I called the number. I told the guy, I didn't order a memory strengthening program. And he says, well, hold on there just a second, sir. He said, if you were the kind of person who thought you might need a memory strengthening program, do you think it's possible you might have ordered it and forgot that you did? I said, yeah. He said, well, what are you going to do? I said, how much? I think I have ADHD, so the other day I went to an ADHD support group. We never finished the meeting. Speaking of support groups, there are over 45 support groups on Facebook for Facebook addiction. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Wouldn't that be kind of like having an AA meeting in a package store? Which, I guess when you think about it, probably wouldn't be a bad idea, if it doesn't work. People who are considered charismatic are the ones who spread their feelings and ideas without even really trying. They just automatically spread their feelings. Now, that implies that there should be a late night television program for people with insomnia hosted by a charismatic narcoleptic. I tried sexting for the first time the other day. Never done it before. I tried sexting. She told me she liked it rough. I shattered my touchscreen. What happens when the police pull over an Amish buggy driver on suspicion of DUI? How does that work? What if the buggy driver is indeed drunk, but the horse is not? What if the horse is, but the buggy driver is not? What if they have both had a little bit to drink, but they're not really sure? Do they just give them both breathalyzers and average the score? Why are there separate charges in our legal system for murder and attempted murder? It's like we're charging people with either incompetent murder or successful murder. Are we just really not that threatened by incompetent murderers? Is that really what the problem is? I mean, I have never seen an attempted murder trial on television, but I bet it would be interesting. I can picture the prosecuting attorney coming up and saying to the judge, Your Honor, you're never going to believe this. This fuck up here fired 6 bullets at his wife. Didn't even graze her. Missed all 6 times, so I'm charging her with attempted murder. He's no threat. In fact, I'm just going to say, why don't you just give him some community service? He's really not a threat at all. The other day, I was listening to some Rage Against the Machine on a machine. I felt conflicted. I have a full-size tattoo of myself. Go ahead, think about it.
Where is it at?
All over myself. This is great. I'm doing disco with I'm doing stand-up comedy with disco lights on me, like coming in and out. I was driving down the road the other day. I saw a sign out in front of a florist. It said, surprise her with roses. My cousin operates a costume shop. I stopped by and I gave him some advice. I said, you should put out a sign saying, surprise her with a bear costume. I have a friend with 6 fingers on one hand. 6 fingers on one hand. It takes him 2 fingers to successfully flip the bird. We should all conspire against the paranoid. It's a win-win. Everybody likes to be right. I'm thinking about starting a gang for intellectuals. We'll do drive-by debates. The GNP is not greater than the amount of the debt in national treasury. Why is it that strippers only name themselves after European cars? I mean, you get Ferrari, Mercedes, Porsche. You never get a Dodge. You never get American cars in the mix. It never happens. I mean, you never hear that creepy strip club DJ say, now, gentlemen, put your hands together and make a real nice round of applause and welcome to the stage, Buick. Speaking of European cars, did you know, this is truth, I'm not making this up, Lamborghini actually started out as a tractor company. That is the absolute truth. Lamborghini started out as a tractor company. I guess it was for farmers who wanted to plow at 195 miles per hour. The other day I saw a commercial for toothpaste. It had a giant floating cartoon mouth, teeth, and the teeth were really dirty, and a giant floating cartoon toothbrush came out and scrubbed the teeth, presumably with that brand of toothpaste. And in just a few seconds, the teeth were all white and shining and sparkling and so forth. And at the bottom of the screen, it said dramatization. Which was really disappointing because I was about to go to the store and try to find me a giant cartoon toothbrush to come out and do my teeth. Saw another commercial. It had an 80-foot wooden loop-de-loop, and a truck comes out driving 100 miles per hour, does a 360-degree loop-de-loop, goes all the way around, and at the bottom of the screen it said, do not attempt. And I looked at that and I thought, oh, god damn. I was that close to having my loop-de-loop ready. Why do we say table tennis but not yard ping pong? I was thinking about starting a band. And if I start a band, I'm going to name that band The Knuckles. And that way my fans will be known as Knuckleheads. And when we finally decide to hang it up and quit, we will have our last tour, which will be called Farewell, Knuckleheads. They took a survey of people who experienced persistent ringing in their ears. Persistent ringing in their ears. They did a survey, and the survey revealed, what? Huh? How's that? Who is this? Come again? Huh? Archaeologists say that they have discovered the spot where Julius Caesar was stabbed. I thought he was stabbed in a bunch of spots. At my bank, there's this really good-looking teller. I mean, she's really beautiful, to tell you the truth. And I thought about asking her out, but it is as if there is a wall of glass between us. Oh, is that bad? Okay. Okay, here's one that's not. True story. Saw this, an actual article in the news. There is this lady who has a compulsive addiction to drinking gasoline. And, man, she needs to see a psychiatrist or a mechanic. Why don't polo referees ride zebras? If you're nervous all the time and you have a guilt complex, look on the bright side. Maybe you could get a job posing in police lineups. A buddy of mine went to see his doctor. The doctor says, well, I got some bad news. You only have 6 months to live. My friend said, well, with that limited amount of time, I will never be able to pay all of my medical bills. The doctor said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 6 more months. I'm bald-headed now. As you can see, I shaved my head. Before I started shaving my head, I was having a bad hair lifetime. And before I did, my hair got so thin, I bought this shampoo and conditioner. They were the same name brand. It was like a little kit thing. The shampoo said 50% more volume. The conditioner said 35% more volume, so I used them both. And then I went to my barber to get a haircut, and he said, well, I'll tell you what, your hair looks good, but I'm going to have to charge you 85% more. I saw an infomercial the other day on television for a mop that was used to clean floors. It was used to get not just to scrub the floors, but I mean it was used to get lint and everything else up off the floor. And one of the testimonials for the mop, this lady came up and she said, before I started using this mop, my child was getting dog hair in his mouth all the time. And I thought, you know, the problem is not what your kid is licking off the floor. The problem is that your kid is licking stuff off the floor. And I'm glad that the mop helped, but I hope that she's found some way to keep the kid licking stuff off the floor. There should be an infomercial for that product. If you drink half of a 5-hour energy drink, do you get 2.5 hours of energy or 5 hours of feeling kind of upbeat? The other day I was in the store in the meat department and I saw a ham and it said cured, but it looked to me like it was still dead. They say that when people are really sincere when they kiss, that they close their eyes. As you can tell, somebody's really sincere when they're kissing, they close their eyes. Pit bulls close their eyes when they bite, so I guess they're really sincere. Thank you, Top of the Bay. Thank you very much.